it's Joselyne with Orlando International Relocation, where we cover everything about real estate in Orlando. Relocating to Orlando, looking to buy a home in Orlando, looking to invest in Orlando. Be sure to subscribe so you don't lose valuable information about Orlando real estate. So today we're going to be covering escrow. What is an escrow? Where does it go? How do I get it back? How do I lose it? When do I lose it? So those are all the questions that I get asked all the time in my 15 years in real estate. So today we'll be answering all your questions. Stay tuned. So escrow is actually also called earnest money deposit. Well, it is what it is, a good faith deposit. So once the buyer and the seller agree to purchase the home, then they sign a contract, an agreement. And once that agreement is signed, the buyer has, usually in Florida, 3 days, unless it's negotiated otherwise, 3 days to deposit the escrow. Once that contract is signed, you are in escrow. The escrow period can be anywhere from 15 days if you buy in cash to 45 days, depending on your type of financing. So it really depends. And that deposit, that escrow in Florida, it usually goes to the title company. It goes to a third party who will hold the escrow. In order for that escrow to be released, they must have a signed agreement by the seller and the buyer telling them where they want the escrow to be released to. So the main question I get asked all the time by the buyers is, am I going to lose my escrow? Well, you can. But in most cases, if you do everything you're supposed to do, then you will get your escrow back at closing. Once the contingencies of the contract are met, then your escrow is tucked in. If you walk away after that, you can lose your escrow. That's the only time. Now, what are the contingencies of the contract? Well, you may want to watch my other video about the process of buying a home. But usually it is the inspection, that's the main one, the appraisal, and the financing. And all those things have a time frame. So as long as you do those things within the time frame, then your escrow is protected. Unless you're not happy or something goes wrong with any of those things. So if you do the inspection and the inspection is just a complete mess, if the appraisal comes back and the value is not there, if you did everything you're supposed to do in the time frame you're supposed to do it, and you do not get financing, then you can get your escrow back. Those are the only times that you will be able to get the escrow. If you just decide, yeah, I think I made a mistake, I'm just going to back out, yeah, you will lose that escrow. The seller will most likely keep the money. Here's what happens. When you are in escrow, when you and the seller agreed on the contract, the seller actually has to take that property off the market here in Florida, so they cannot sell it to someone else. So if they are losing time on the market and you just decide all of a sudden you don't want to purchase that property when they have been holding it for you and can't sell it to anyone else, then that's kind of not fair to the seller. In most cases, they are entitled to your deposit if you just decide to walk away for no reason, for none other than the 3 conditions. Unless the seller is a super nice person and decide to give you your money back, then you're fine. In either case, once everything is good, you will get your money back at closing. It will be applied towards your closing costs or your down payment if you don't have closing costs, or the other way around. So in other words, it will be applied towards the total funds that you will bring to closing. Make sense? If you have any questions about buying a property in the Orlando area at all, I would love to answer your questions. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Joselyne. I am never too busy for any of your referrals. Thank you for watching and see you next week.